Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously like not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kräver konsultata konsultfelina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and
Skanking to the beat, it's a IRA feeling. Welcome to Wanna Bet, where we cash for you 7 days a week. I'm not going to lie. We don't cash 7 days a week, year-round Beltway Bet. Pretty damn close to it. And we cash on smart correlated plus money plays. We don't do really, I don't know that we've ever given out anything other worse than a minus 160, and that's very, very, very rare. We're trying to give you guys sharp plays where you can make money on a daily basis, build your payroll, and hopefully avoid the ebbs and flows that are just inherent to this dangerous business that we're in. That's just a fact. I've had some low lows. I've had some super high highs. And for the most part, again, we have consistently evaluated ourselves, self-scouted, been completely transparent with you guys, and hopefully we're building an interesting, eclectic betting community here. Last night, we did what we generally do, beat the shit out of NFL single-game windows. It was fun. Ben, you know how it goes, though. It's the ones that got away. Like, plus 340 on Pittsburgh, under 10.5 points. Loved it. Did I also have it correlated in some two-play parlays with Texans minus 6.5 and Texans minus 9.5? Yeah, and that was good. But I didn't give that out on the show, so I don't feel as good about that. My wallet does, but I don't. I'm pissed that our 2 field goal parlay didn't hit. It was probably my favorite of all the plays when you factor in value. Both teams that have at least 2 field goals for almost 2-1 was probably my favorite play in this game, Ben. And the only reason and Fairbairn does it every week. And it doesn't happen because Stroud fumbles twice. He misses Collins wide open in the flat to set up a field goal at the end of the half. And then on 3rd and long, when 3 points wins the game, basically, when you force the Steelers now to need a touchdown to beat you, he throws that horrible pick at the 6-yard line. It's like, dude, and I'm also like, OC, just hand the MFing ball off and let this mook kick the field goal. Let me cash. That would have cashed right there. Boswell already did his part. Fairbairn hit the one long one. Like, both over 35 yards cashed. I cannot believe that didn't. I'm stunned that didn't hit. And if you're out there, and when I whispered, I don't know about the total in this game because Houston's going to score 2 offensive touchdowns, and I think they're going to score at least 1 D or special teams. I hope somebody out there got on that.
Ryan Mills did.
We had this game dead to nuts nailed. Gainwell missed because he dropped 2 passes. Well, no, he dropped 1. The other one, Scud missile, geriatric conspiracy theorist threw at his freaking ankles.
Oh, no.
But he had what, 4 on 6 targets for 26. The 5 for 30 was right there. And you know what? If the game wasn't a total blowout, Douche would have been chasing stats at the end and would have thrown it right. They would have had the starters out there if D-Bag didn't peace out after the pick 6, right? And he would have thrown one more check down to Gainwell, and that would have hit.
Yeah.
We smashed that game.
I wish I could say the same. I'll put the bets.
We're a team.
We are a team. We absolutely are a team. Schultz never really was able to get going. CJ Stroud was a double agent. We've already talked about him. And then Cooper Flagg. We had 2 4th and weirds, and we broke even, basically down 5 cents. Man, did that suck. He needed one more shot attempt and rolled his ankle bad. Rolls to the locker room. And then I'm like, okay, he's done. Then he comes back like 15 minutes later and gets the bucket that he needed because he was 8 for 10 at halftime. So, or 7 for 8, whatever. He was like right there at halftime. I needed one more bucket. And I needed a bunch, 5 more shots or 6 more shots, and he couldn't get us there. Lost a bunch of multiple NFL parlays. We did cash the Texans on the money line. I told you guys I don't usually want to play minus 155 juice, but yesterday I just found it egregious that the Steelers had that much love from Vegas. So we cashed that. We cashed the play we tailed with you on the -3 earlier in the week, but ultimately it was not a good night for me.
The Collins long reception of 30 didn't hit. He didn't look right the whole game. He obviously suffered the concussion. Every time he left the game, they hit a 30-yard shot to Kirk. Did you notice that?
Yep. He also,
again, you're going to tell me Porter was going to shadow him. That's fine. That's fine. He was going to hit Porter with a double move and catch one for 30. Honestly, the one that Stroud overthrew him on at the end of the half, if he takes it upfield before he runs out of bounds, if there's ball placement there, Beltway Ben, that's 30 right there, homie.
Oh, and he also was one-on-one with a guy because we were watching. Me and my friends were watching, and I had it as longest reception. He catches that ball. He's got the guy one-on-one. He's not running out of bounds right away. I think he would have tried.
No, he had plenty of time. Yeah. So again, all right, there's some bad luck. Also, Ben, you can put us back up. I wanted to hash this out with you. So there were 3 college basketball games I was on. We talked about 2 of them here. And then there's one that I wrote up. If you're a real college hoops junkie, subscribe to Hoops HQ. Seth Davis has good shit going on over there. We write 2 columns a week for them. One, I go through the week and I a game to circle. And I liked Prairie View a lot. And I thought Prairie View was going to cover. Although Arkansas Pine Bluff was starting to scare me because it looked like the offense was unlocking a little bit. They were taking better shots. And so, I liked it. I was on it. But you know how your mind works. It's like, well, I also think Navy's going to beat American. And that game's on CBS Sports Network, so everybody can see it. And, I'm a Baltimore guy. There's only like 15 games in college basketball last night, and 2 of them are in my backyard. So we'll do the Baltimore basketball parlay, Navy money line, and the over in the Morgan State game, which went over by 25 points. It was played in the 160s. We took it down to 141.5. So, all night, I'm like, I cost people money if I had just gone Prairie View, you know what I mean, and not lean to giving Navy out, because it's like, well, everybody can see that game. It's going to start before the football game. You know what I mean? Do you think that way when it comes to what you give out on the show?
Yeah, and I'm also...
Does that stuff influence you? And then a lot of times you're like, we're all DJs. Just give your best effort. But not that you know. You never know what's going to... you never freaking know. But I did the Navy thing because I'm like, oh, well, they're both here and it's on national TV, and I didn't want to give out 3. I'm like, there's only 15 games. I'm not giving out a 3-leg freaking parlay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, if I had given out Prairie View, they won by that would have been easy. That would have been bam, that parlay would have paid similar money, and it would have been no sweat.
Yep. I'm there with you.
Do you do that?
Yes, local. We played UMBC against Morgan, yes, I absolutely do. Also, the nationally televised. I know it's not as local, but when there's a single game slate in college football or anything like that, people are going to have eyes on it.
Right.
People want to bet for it. So you will slide that way just a little bit. And then in terms of local ties, we talk about Derek Queen on the show all the time. We look a little bit more into the local guys. And I have a local guy actually today that will be playing on third down. We're playing his team. But it definitely...
I just found it odd that there were 4 teams within 50 miles of where I'm sitting playing college hoops last night. And there were only 20 teams in the whole freaking nation playing college hoops.
Right.
But, fading Arkansas Pine Bluff is never on the road, especially. So anyway, Navy shot the bed. They had 14 points at the half. All right. Anything else we need to cover before we get to today's bets?
No, we'll get to the emails at the end.
Okay. First down. Let's stay in college hoops. This is also a game that I wrote up at Hoops HQ on the column I filed on Saturday afternoon. I thought that this line with Central Michigan going to Miami of Ohio, our unofficial wanna-bet line was 19.5. It opened at some places under 15. This morning, couldn't find it anywhere. Better than 16.5. I did get it juiced in our favor, -108. I think that was at FanDuel. Every place is pretty similar on this one. We like the Red Hawks. The Red Hawks win. The Red Hawks cover. And the Chippewas are flawed. It would not shock me if Miami of Ohio at home wins this game by 22. We were on him a couple times last week, once on the show. We also had him in one we didn't give out on the show that hit. The one that didn't hit, they opened the game 3 of 19 from three-point shooting on the road. I think it was at Toledo. That's not happening again. Beltway Ben, they've got 8 kids on their roster who make at least one of every three-pointer they attempt. And they're at home against a Central Michigan team that's pretty shite. Miami of Ohio 4-2 against the spread at home, 11-3 against the spread on the season. Top 80 Ken Palm efficiency offense. Top 125 Ken Palm efficiency defense. Shooting damn near 40% from 3 as a team. Top 15 in the nation. Look, the Chippewas 288 in Ken Palm offense, 320 in Ken Palm defense. They get destroyed on the boards. They are 300th in the country, Ben, defending the 3-ball. Could be a problem on the road at Miami of Ohio tonight. They're also 270th in opponents' EFG. If Miami of Ohio wants to score 90 points tonight, they'll score 90 points tonight. If you want to attack this through team totals, I have. But I again, my line's 19.5. I would alt it at 19.5. I would get freaky with it if that's the way you play. But let's just keep it simple, stupid right here. Beltway Ben, let's go vanilla. Miami Ohio Redhawks minus 16.5 at home to the Chippewas.
Like that. I also like the getting freaky with it.
You like the freaky deaky stuff, Beltway Ben?
Yeah.
Speaking of freaky deaky, how was that? Now, I supersized the lobster rolls yesterday. That was the Bar Harbor sized, right? So them shits was $27 each. And I tipped the young man because I think I'm going to be going in there with regularity. I want to build a little rapport with him.
Yes.
And maybe, was it Mason's Lobster Roll in Belvedere Square?
Maine, yeah.
Maybe there's a little...
Hey.
Maybe there's some, I think it was Mason's. There's some business we could do together. So I supersized the lobster roll. No fries this time because we're keeping it lean. We don't need that fatty food.
Yes.
I sure as hell don't. You're off the fried foods. I've been off the red meat forever. Been off the booze for 4 years. Like, I call myself a chickatarian. A lot of fish, a little bit of chicken. I should probably get off the chicken too. I do the poultry. That was a hell of a lobster roll. That was Connecticut style again. Don't need too much mayo, right? You get a lot of butter in there. Like, you're good with that. Now, you don't really know because that's the only lobster rolls you know of. Right. Do you want me to go with one of the different styles next time or just keep riding with this?
Keep riding with this. That tastes perfect. And they also, I don't have lobster rolls, so I can't comment. But for what I know, I feel like they put a lot of meat in there.
Oh, dude, for 27, I mean, like, it's a, yeah, again, there's like, you can like Bar Harbor it, which is like, you get more claw meat, you get more like knuckle meat in the whole 9 yards. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, the lobster roll at Fenway Park ain't bad. The clam chowder at Fenway Park ain't bad.
I need to get to Fenway again. I want to go back there soon. Hopefully, maybe this summer I'll go. But here we're going to play a plus money prop in the NBA. Devin Booker over 26.5 points at plus 104 where you can get it. He's got a matchup with the Heat tonight. And I really like the opportunity for him to score some points. The Heat are allowing 118.7 points per game over their last 6. That is bottom 4 in the NBA. Devin Booker's cleared this in 4 of his last 7. Now we're getting a fair number because he's under this in 2 of his last 3. And in some of these games, it's been more of passing, assisting, compared to the scoring. But let's look at what some scoring guards have been able to do against the Heat of late. SGA had 29. You can write that off almost any game. Andrew Nembhard, 29. Anthony Edwards, 26. Trey Murphy, who, whether you want to call him a 2 or a 3, I would say he's right in between that area, but he had 27. The same game, Jeremy Fears had 21. And then Anthony Edwards before that, 33. Cade Cunningham, 31. Scoring guards have been able to attack this Heat defense, and it's different than any other year, right? Spoelstra used to love playing those 101
Heat
to
culture.
98 games.
Heat culture, defense.
Right.
Defense,
the ugly
3 and D.
93, 90, all of those ugly games in the NBA, and it would be regular unders for them. Their numbers were always slanted towards that. This year, it has not been that case. They've been playing at a fast pace. Nothing has changed whatsoever. I would expect more scoring here tonight. And when you look at the Suns, like Jalen Green's still out. We've talked about Dylan Brooks on the show a lot. In crunch time, Brooks is a spot-up shooter, and we'll just let Devin Booker do whatever he needs to do. Same thing with Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. All of those guys know who the best player is. they want to let him get his. Now, I said it before. Sometimes it does scare me because he starts getting that assisting mode and it takes away from him. But I think tonight we have a tight game down to the end. The spread tells me that it should be pretty close. And I like Devin Booker to go over 26.5 points at plus 104.
I really want to pull Meaty out, but I feel like Meaty's in a slump.
Yeah.
Has Meaty been mooking you lately?
Yes.
When I pull Meaty out, it mooks the bet, right? Lately?
I've been Meaty mooking you a little bit too. There was a bet yesterday.
Oh. I guess it cuts both ways, by the way, Ben. Let's stay in the association for second down with me. We are over in the Hawks-Lakers game, 230.5 minus 106. Lakers don't play defense, and Lakers are 13-4 to the over at home. Those games go over by 5.7 points per game. Hawks have been an over team on the road for the season. Not so much lately. We'll get to that. 13-9 to the over on the road this season. Now, the Hawks are under in 5 of their last 6. But Toronto hung 134 on them and 118 on them on back-to-back nights. So it ain't like it's all super cozy. And let's think about the trade they made. They traded Trae Young, and they got 2 guys to provide offense right now. McCollum and Kispert. Seems to me they're fortifying themselves to be able to win shootouts, which was a lot of what they had with Trae. Now, look, I know they got a couple shutdown defenders. But it's not like they didn't want future draft picks, right? They didn't want, flexibility. They went and got dudes who can hit three-pointers for them right effing now. So I'm not sure that under trend, once these guys get folded in, is really going to continue that much longer. Lakers games this season, Beltway Ben, average 139 points per game. Hawks road games this season average, did I say 100?
Yes.
Lakers home games average 239 points. Hawks road games average 236 points. The Hawks have won 13 of their 23 road games, by the way. Pretty impressive. But people like to put on a show in LA. The Lakers can't play defense. The Lakers have to score. They have to beat you, scoring 120. So that's where I am on this one. I think the total pushes towards 240, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, we'll stick to the NBA second down. We're going to play a same game parlay here for this Rockets matchup. The Rockets on the money line, Alperen Şengün, double-double. Kevin Durant, 20-plus points, plus 156. Şengün is basically minus 110. We're chucking in the Rockets, who have lost 4 straight and need to get things right here tonight. And I think they do have the matchup to do that. Şengün, when you play the Bulls, guys go for double-doubles. We've attacked bigs, rebounds a bunch of times against them. Now, Şengün dealt with an injury for multiple weeks, comes back, re-injures himself with a calf, and then sat out a few games. But he just came back last game and played 30-plus minutes. That was a tight game. It was down to the end. I understand all that. Could they blow the Bulls out? We have a 12.5-point spread. That should tell you enough. I still would expect him to play 28 to 32 minutes. We've seen him grab 10 boards in just the first quarter before. And then KD for 20-plus points. He's done this in all but 2 or 3 games this season, even with Şengün out, when Şengün played Şengün ball, because that is a true thing in the NBA. KD's still been able to get his. For them to win this game, he's going to have to score 20. I would expect him to do that. And Şengün, 10-plus boards was something he was going over with regularity before the first injury. Last game, he grabbed 8, and he still was just in his first game back. So I will take the Rockets on the money line, Alperen Şengün, double-double, and KD, 20-plus points. Now, a different play that we're going to in the NBA here. Mark Williams, 8-plus rebounds, and Alperen Şengün, 8-plus rebounds.
Okay, wait, before you go,
113.
I want to get meaty on your Rockets. I looked at that game for a long time. There's nothing I felt comfortable enough giving out here. But I did have an inclination that could be a get-right smash spot for the Rockets. I wasn't, Şengün missed a lot of time.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure you being that comfortable and him doing what he does every night. And then KD's KD. I like that value. The meat man says, woof, woof, bet with us.
I like that. Glad Meaty's on it with us here. But yeah, here we'll also play another prop with Şengün involved. Alperen Şengün, 8-plus rebounds. Mark Williams, 8+ rebounds, plus 113. Both of these guys, it's about minus 200, 205, 210 to grab 8 boards, and we're throwing them both together. Attacking two teams that struggle in the glass. The Miami Heat, who are allowing more rebounds than anybody else in the NBA for the Suns. Did I consider playing Devin Booker for rebounds and assists again?
Yeah.
And I did, but ultimately I decided to go with the big and Mark Williams. I think he'll pack it in and grab us some boards, and he hasn't had issues getting to 8 rebounds in these matchups where he's played enough minutes. And I said it before, I think this will be close enough for him to be on the court 6 to 8 minutes there in the fourth quarter. And then Şengün, I just touched on it. Missed a lot of time, comes back, re-injures himself, misses a few games, and then immediately plays 32 minutes. That tells me he wants to be on the court. Ime Udoka is fine with him being on the court. They're not babying him. And he's not a guy that's been babied throughout his career. He's pretty prideful, wants to win, and they need to win this matchup. If that's the case, he's going to have to be strong on the glass against a team who just, Chicago, they've been a double-double like machine. You take double-doubles against them. Here we'll do it again, and here we'll just play the 8 rebounds. So Mark Williams, Alperen Şengün, 8 rebounds each, plus 113.
You don't hear people say, pack it in very often. Then I immediately think, pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Yeah.
Saw them back in college, opening up for Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. Pretty good show. Then that got me thinking about music, and then that got me thinking about the Broncos coming back this weekend. So we got the RJ Harvey, PJ Harvey smash up.
He's going to have a...
And then didn't we talk about another smash up? We talked about another smash up, and I cannot remember what it is. If anybody watches the show and remembers, it was another football player, and I believe it might have been another female
Jacoby
artist.
Myers.
With Lori Myers, no FX.
He's out, though.
Huh?
He's out.
Yeah,
and sold
Jacoby's
one of
out.
our bets. And sold one of our bets.
Yeah, Jacksonville lost.
And he dropped it pretty...
If we had put that smash up together, if I had remembered that, might have saved their season.
He catches
And
that
we
football.
probably
He doesn't
would've
pop
done
that
better
one
on
in
that
the air
game.
for the pick.
Yeah. Halftime? Maybe one day, but wait, Ben, we'll come out of halftime and we'll have just rolled on a Mason's Lobster Roll ad or a live read that we did. Like
We might.
when we smash these bets and have 3 lobster nights, I go
Where
2
are we
minutes
going?
down the road, pick up some Mason Lobster Rolls from Belvedere Square, bring them to the station, and then eat them shits in front of everybody else. Because we
Yes.
only bring 2.
Yes.
Because that's me. The Beltway Ben. There you go.
I don't eat many
All right.
lobster rolls, but when I do...
Nah, who's eating lobster
It's
rolls
Mason's.
every day? I mean, no, who's eating lobster
You know-
rolls
you
every
know
day?
the
Probably
Dos
be a
Equis
trust
commercial?
fund baby.
I don't...
Probably be a trust fund baby, Beltway Ben, if you're eating lobster rolls every day.
But you know the Dos Equis commercial? It's like, I don't... But when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
Yeah.
I don't eat many lobster rolls. But when I do, I prefer Mason's.
And Bar Harbor. Kick it up a notch. All right, Beltway Ben. Die Bundesliga! It's back. Everybody's refreshed. We're getting goals. These matches are on ESPN Plus. Watch them on the app while you work, man. Put a couple bucks on it. Nothing big. I mean, Dos Equis, put some St. Pauli girl money on it. Put some what's the Kolsch I used to drink? The one that's brewed in Cologne. Anyway, I used to drink a lot of beer. Beer from Germany is pretty much good. Wherever. Paul Lanner down there in Munich. Anyhow, we're going to Stuttgart. Frankfurt at Stuttgart. We're going over 3.5 goals, Beltway Ben, plus 116. I feel bad, folks. There was a lot of NFL we liked last night. And so I bet this yesterday, and it was plus 148 at the FanDuel. It's still best price today at the FanDuel, but at that plus 116, there's a lot of other places that are at plus 115. So it's not like you got to hunt for this one. They're not drastically priced better than everybody else. They were yesterday. Look, Frankfurt matches we've been talking about in Champions League and Bundesliga all year. They're batshit crazy. They try to get the 3 goals before you get the 3 goals. They just played the 3-3 coming out of the winter break on Friday that we were on against Dortmund. Stuttgart came out of the break, Beltway Ben, scored ein, deux, drei. I don't forget how to say 4 in German. 4. They hung 4 on Leverkusen at Leverkusen in the first 55 minutes coming out of the winter break. We like that. Frankfurt matches on the road, Beltway Ben, average 4.88 goals per game. They have not kept a clean sheet on the road all season, have the Frankfurters. The BTTS is hitting 6 of 7 on the road for the Frankfurters. So that's 2 goals right there. Stuttgart, look, have been lower scoring at home, but when Frankfurt comes to town, everybody scores. Stuttgart's fully healthy. They're in great form. These teams are battling for Champions League position. It's a big match for them. Everything's up for grabs in the Bundesliga outside of the one spot where the Bavarian machine in Munich has run away with it. We like goals here. Could be 2-2, could be 3-3 again, but we like the goals that go boom.
All right. Here we're going to play college basketball. I've talked about it on this show where I stand on Kevin Willard and that fraud-ass team. Fraudulent. They are legitimate fraudulent. You can tell me they only have 3 losses. Just wait. It's about to come down as it did for Willard in year 1 at Maryland. He was still able to make the tournament.
Beltway, Ben.
It will, especially when you schedule the Browns and Fairleigh Dickinsons of the world, and those are your toughest competition. I just can't buy what Nova has. They've snuck by a lot of teams. They're not going to do it again.
Basketball gods won't like what they did to Kapari.
No,
basketball gods won't like that.
Bad person, very bad person. But for Nova, they're coming off of a bad loss to Creighton, and then they sneak past Marquette in a game they almost lost. Now, I know it's conference play. I know that these teams have to find a few wins, and Marquette isn't going to be the punching bag all year long. They're going to have a few teams that they give tough tests, and Nova was able to come out on top. But still, with that being said, Marquette is probably one of the worst teams in the Power 5, if you consider the Big East Power 5 the way I do. They're just not good. They might be the worst team. Maryland beat them by 10-plus points with Farrell Payne going out of that game. That should tell you anything you need to know about that game. It's going to change the way Shaka Smart approaches transfer portal and all of that. This season just has to. But getting to this matchup here, we're taking Providence on the money line at plus 125. I understand. A lot of people are frustrated with Kim English down there. Talked earlier, we were going to get to a local guy. Kim English from Baltimore. Went to Randallstown, went to Calvert Hall. Yep. He is from the area. Was a very good basketball player. Played in the NBA for a few years, and now
that's the school across the street from the Red Robin, Beltway Ben. That's that high school is referred to as the school across the street from the Red Robin.
There you go. Yeah, Loyola's rival. But no, I like Providence a lot.
You ever been to that Red Robin? It's pretty good.
I don't think I have.
Some might say it's better than the school that it's across the street of.
Don't know that I have. I don't think I've been there. But I like what I've seen from Providence. It's been a lot of bad, I wouldn't even say bad losses, right? They had UConn beat and ended up blowing that game down the stretch. Now, you didn't win the game, but to me, outside looking in, I'm not a Providence fan, so I can't get that mad at that loss. I know Providence fans were furious, blowing a 7-point lead in the final 2 minutes, but they look good in that one. They beat St. John's on the road. They lost to Seton Hall down the stretch at home, and Seton Hall now is ranked 24th in the country. Nova has been on the opposite side of that. They've gotten lucky in a lot of tight games. They finished out on top, and there's something to be said for playing in a lot of tight games. Both of these squads have. They lost in double overtime to Butler by 3 on the road. Providence ain't getting in the tournament this year, but they are going to be pesky and annoying to some of the teams that want to be good, like the Villanovas, like the Creightons who want to turn their season around. Even UConn, who I said they just took to overtime at home. This game is at Providence. You know that crowd can get testy. They'll get into the game. These two teams used to really go at it when Ed Cooley was at Providence and you had Jay Wright at Villanova. There was a rivalry brewing then when Providence was a little bit more relevant. Under Kim English, they just haven't really been that way since his first year there. I would expect them to come out ready to go tonight. I don't care that they're 8-8 and Villanova's 13-3. They are a better basketball team. Kevin Willard is a fraud.
Preach.
He falls on his face in a lot of these spots, and he did it just against Creighton the other night at home. I talked about it there. We gave that out. We gave that parlay out, unfortunately. Alabama's best player goes down and couldn't catch that for us, but I don't think that the best is ahead for Villanova. We've seen their best so far this year. Their roster is not good enough. As we talk about with Maryland all the time, they got started late, just like Villanova. Now, Villanova's overachieved, but that team is not as good as their 13-3 record. So give me the Providence Friars on the money line at plus 125.
All right. Bald rat. Fourth and short. We're on Borussia Dortmund to win the first half today at home against Werder Bremen. You can get this at plus 180. If you go to the Asian markets on the Bet365 app, go to the half tab, scroll down, minus half a goal, first half, Dortmund, plus 180. Dortmund are a first half monster. They scored in the first 15 minutes of that match on Friday. Now, unfortunately, they gave it back within 5 minutes. And then they went up 2-1 and gave it back within 5 minutes. But that was against Frankfurt, a team that can match them attack for attack. That's a Champions League team with a lot of talent coming out of the long break in Frankfurt. This is home, where Dortmund is a fortress, against a lesser Bremen side. Dortmund in the first half this season, Beltway Band, take home or road out of it. Dortmund in Die Bundesliga this year in the first half, they are 11-4-1 at the half, which means they've led 11 times at the half. They've been tied 4 times at the half. They've only trailed at the half once this year in the Bundesliga against Bayern. Everybody gets beat by Bayern. 16 goals scored, 3 allowed. That's a plus 13 goal differential in the first half this season. They failed to score in the first half, Beltway Ben, twice in 16 matches in the Bundesliga. They've kept a clean sheet in the first half in 14 of their 16 Bundesliga matches. And they're at home. 7 games at home. 1 goal allowed in the first half. Kept a clean sheet in 6 of their 7 first halves at home. And they're coming off a game where their defending got shaky and they ended up being a 3-3 draw at Frankfurt when it should have been, a 2-1 or 3-2 victory. And they've scored in the first half in 6 of their 7 at home. How about Werder Bremen? How are they in the first half, Beltway Ben? 4 wins, 4 draws, trailed 7 times at the half. 6 goals scored, 11 conceded in 15 games at the half. How about Bremen in the first half on the road? They scored 3 times in 8 road games in the first half all season, Beltway Ben. Bremen have failed to score in the first half in 6 of the 8 road matches they've played in Die Bundesliga. Bremen in the first 30 minutes, you want to play around in those 30, 60, 90 markets? I have. Gayassi hasn't scored in forever, and I'm not on him here because minus 125 for a guy who has, I don't care what he's done in the past. Guy hasn't scored in 6 or 7 matches, who's being played a little bit out of position, and now they're saying they might start not 1 at the top, but 2, and a striker tandem, which he hasn't really messed around with a lot in the Bundesliga. I think he's scoring today. At minus 125, him not scoring in a month, I'm not playing it, but I'm just saying. But we like Borussia Dortmund to win the first half.
Yeah, mine's just going to be 4th down.
I was trying to coax a meatball out of you there. I was like my most convincing Joe Pesci in the courtroom-ish. I couldn't coax a meatball out of you there. Did you think about it? Did the thought cross your mind? Don't lie. Be honest.
You know what?
No. We don't beg. We ain't begging.
I can't. It's hard for me. Like,
do you not understand what I'm saying? When I'm explaining this, am I speaking Chinese?
I would probably say I know a little bit more than the regular, or not more than the regular soccer.
But can you follow when I'm breaking this bet down and explaining why I made it?
Dumb. Yeah,
like you. Both teams have scored, so that's at least 2 goals. Okay, they had never given up a goal in the first. Like not all.
Yes.
You don't have to be a soccer head to understand.
No,
it's basic mathematics.
Yes, no, I'm not dumb. I know what you're saying. I don't know enough about Dortmund or have any background. One of my cousins is a big soccer fan. He's a Dortmund fan. I don't.
Really?
Yes, he is a Dortmund fan. But I just don't know enough to. I think during the World Cup I might be on some stuff. And the one time I was on soccer, straight up giving a bet out. I think I've given out 1 soccer bet, and it was PSG in that Club World Cup. Fell in their face.
Whatever the Champions Cup, whatever they called that summer tournament. Did it hit?
No, they lost in the championship.
Oh, that's the one they lost. They lost to Chelsea, I think it was.
They got smoked. They were down 5-0 the first 15 minutes, whatever.
That's not even a real soccer match. I mean, that's just a money grab tournament.
Yeah, soccer doesn't really do it for me.
I mean, I say it's not real. We did very well in those bullshit summer tournaments, but
Right.
It's not like a
Unless
true
I hear
domestic league match or whatever.
unless I hear Bayern or Harry Kane, it's rare that media will go up. But like
You're
I
going to hear
said,
him tomorrow.
for the
You're
World
going to
Cup,
hear all that tomorrow.
the World Cup, we will be on. Absolutely.
Well, you'll hear him then too, but
Yeah.
we are on Bayern. Not giving it out now. We'll give it out tomorrow. I'm already on it. We're on it a bunch of different ways.
All right, real quick. It's fourth down. It's not short. It's not long. Jeez. It's not short. It's not long.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
It's just Beltway Ben's
funny.
fourth down with Beltway
Yeah,
Ben.
it's not short, not long. That was good. But no.
Just right.
It's just right.
It's
Yeah.
schmedium. It's
Yeah.
fourth and schmedium.
Yeah. Just a regular play that I did not fit in. Oh, I'm making everything. I didn't fit in the regular first 3 downs.
It's our show, man. We do whatever.
It is. It is. We're playing Indiana's team total under 68.5 tonight at plus money against Sparty. Indiana's had success scoring, and a lot of that has been at home under DeVries. He goes to West Virginia, becomes public enemy number 1 after leaving after just 1 year, taking the Indiana job. And they've been very good. They've played good basketball this year. But let's look at what they've done on the road against Minnesota in that 2-game Big Ten sample size when they do the early December 2 games, go back to non-conference for a few and come back. At Minnesota, they scored 64 points. At Kentucky, in that other area, they scored 60. Louisville, 78. Louisville doesn't play much defense. And then Maryland, 84. Me and you and 3 others could score 60-plus against Maryland. Let's just be real. That team is garbage. They're trash.
Me, you, and these 3 lobsters get to 30.
Yeah. Yes. I would. Yes. Maryland is not a good watch at all. But
I think Sean's lobster, by the way, good for 4 points, 2 rebounds, couple of helpers.
he might be a triple-double.
That's my stat line on Sean's lobster in that game.
Don't hate that. But no, here, like, Michigan State at home, Jason has chronicled it a bunch on the show, and we've talked about it. They play unders at home. That's just what they do. And they also hold teams under. You have Northwestern, their last matchup against them, who was up at halftime. They scored just 66 points. USC, the game before that, 51. A lot of conference matchups, they've been able to hold these teams down, especially at home, over the years. That has been a regular thing under Tom Izzo. And they've fallen off just a little bit, right? You don't love that 2-point loss at Nebraska, but it was at Nebraska, and they're playing better basketball than almost anybody in the country right now. But they only allowed 58 points on the road there. Tom Izzo's teams are going to play defense every single year. They're top 5 in defensive efficiency per KenPom. They're right there again this year. They're number 2 or number 1. They're right towards the top, and they're always going to be because Izzo's teams get after it. They could be up 50 points, and he's going to coach them like it's a 1-point game. That's what you love about him. If they are to come out here and blow Indiana out, which wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So I think they're going to get after it. I like this Michigan State team. They're still trying to find who that go-to guy is. Some games it looks like Fears, but then you have the Duke game where he wasn't able to do anything. They're 14-2. Their defense is carrying the load right now. They have good play inside from the bigs. The guards get after it. Everybody knows what they need to do. They are fine buying into their role, and that's how most of Izzo's teams are. So for this one, give me Indiana's team total under 68.5 points at plus 105.
Overtime football and or football parlays every day. I'm going to be honest. I've not had great success with these. The early week NFL parlay has not been my friend by and large, but I went back to the well last night. Couldn't help myself. So we'll see how this goes. Bills to win, Seahawks to win, Rams, Bears over 43.5 points. I mean, Josh Allen went on the road and won a football game in the playoffs. Something he had to do, had to slay that dragon. He even covered. It's not a dynamic Denver offense. It's not like Denver is a road grading team running the football. And Bo Nix gave me a lot of pause down the stretch. This is a good matchup for Buffalo. You guys know I don't fancy Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's a Super Bowl defense. I didn't think Buffalo was beating Jacksonville. And you know what? If Liam Cohen's not coaching his first playoff game, Buffalo probably doesn't beat Jacksonville. But I like Jacksonville in this spot with all the pressure on Denver. Little worried about Josh Allen's foot, but he'll still finish drives himself. I think James Cook will get off a little bit more here. I just think Denver, the way they've been winning games, fourth quarter craziness, I don't think they're going to be in position to do here. I think the Bills are the better team. Seattle, bad matchup for San Francisco, especially without Kittle, especially with a beat up Trent Williams. And then how about this? Seattle on 13 days rest, and then San Francisco the league gives San Francisco the 4.5 day, basically 4.5 days when you factor in travel between games. Really? Really? Now, I don't know where this number's going to go. I'm not laying 7 with Sam Darnold. I don't know that I'm laying anything with Sam Darnold. I will have Seattle money line popping up, correlated with things through the week. But for now, before more money comes in, we got on Seattle as part of this parlay last night. And then look, I may be on the over at 50.5. The weather forecast doesn't look terrible in Chicago. I mean, it is still cold. We're going to take this down to 43.5. The Rams are over 7 straight games. All those games have produced at least 51 total points. The Rams have allowed 27 points or more in 5 of their last 7. Chicago scored 26 or more in 5 of their last 8 at home. LA's got the number 1 road scoring offense in the NFL. Chicago's defense is garbage. Both quarterbacks are locked in. We'll find out about Stafford's finger through the week. I mean, they still put up 30 points last week on the road in not great weather when the finger injury was fresh. So I think these are just dead over teams. Both defenses are not great. Both quarterbacks could go off. And then in today's Dortmund to win the match, and Leverkusen's traveling to Hamburg. Leverkusen side that just gave up 4 goals in 55 minutes at home to Stuttgart.
Real quick, repeat that because you cut out. It paused, so people probably didn't hear the listeners.
Start the Bundesliga parlay.
Yeah.
So we covered the Frankfurt-Stuttgart match. I think there's 4 goals in that match. Frankfurt at Stuttgart, both teams to score, BTTS. Dortmund to win the match. We already broke that. Dortmund in the first half. Dortmund's the better side. We're just going to play Dortmund money line for the game. And then we played the Leverkusen-Hamburg match over 2.5 total goals. Those parlayed together was plus 262 at 365. Look, Leverkusen at Hamburg, again, Leverkusen just allowed 4 in the first 55 minutes of the second half of the season to Stuttgart. All 7 Leverkusen road matches this season have gone over 2.5 total goals. Leverkusen road games average 4.14 total goals. Leverkusen's another side, play pretty batshit crazy games on the road, kind of like Frankfurt. Hamburg at home. They've been lower scoring, but those matches still average 2.75 goals per game. Leverkusen's janky in the back. I don't think they shut Hamburg out. Leverkusen is going to score multiple goals in this match, so we think there's at least 3 goals in that match, Beltway Ben.
All right. We have a few different, we have a college basketball parlay, NFL parlay. We'll start in the NFL. Early money lines that Jason kind of just touched on. But here we're playing the Bills, the Texans, and the Rams on the money line. Plus 562. Bills, slight favorites right now. Texans, underdogs, and the Rams, pretty big favorites. Again, you guys know how I feel about the Rams. I'm trying to turn my head and act like I don't see their defense. I need them to win. I have a number of futures on them to win the NFC, and I still think they could. I think their offense is capable. We've seen them do it before, so I'm not writing them off. I don't know that the Bears are the team to take them down. I think if they lose, it will be in the NFC Championship. The Bears have had a lot of things fall their way, and it's continued to. At some point, you just got to say that's what this team is. They are legit. I got to stop turning my head to it. That's fine. I'm not afraid about Stafford in the cold. Stafford's had success in the cold before. McVay has won these types of games before. They almost beat Philly in the snow, the team who won the Super Bowl last year. We mention that all the time on the show because it means a little bit of something. The defense hasn't played well. There's no way around it, but they are opportunistic. They can force some turnovers, and the Bears can as well, but I think Stafford's finger will be a little bit healed by then. Give me the Rams on the money line. Texans, I don't like the Patriots. I'm not buying anything that they have. I think they got a gift facing that offensive line in the first round, and some of that is how good you were. You're the 2 seed. You're going to play a fair opponent. I'm not buying them. I think that the Texans go in there and handle business. Even with C.J. Stroud being a double agent last night, that team won by 24 damn points. They won 30, and I know a lot of it was late, the turnovers forced, whatever. That's what happens when you could force teams to have to throw the ball later in the game. C.J. Stroud can't be that bad again. And then the Bills on the money line. Listen, I can't. I just can't with the Broncos. Their run defense kind of gave out down the stretch. I trust them getting to the quarterback. The issue is once you get a few sacks and you start to feel yourself, you start teeing off against the quarterback, and that allows James Cook right down the middle, and James Cook should be able to eat. I think he'll have success in this game. So I think the Bills are going to win that one. So Bills, Texans, and Rams on the money line, plus 562. College basketball parlay that we have. Providence, Michigan State, Tennessee, Louisville, and Northern Iowa on the money line at plus 584. The matchups are really good for me here. We already gave out Providence, talked about Michigan State and the team total. Tennessee's playing an A&M team who's overachieved to this point. Tennessee's coming off an ugly loss. They should be able to handle business. Louisville's another team. Like, Michael Brown's still out. I get all of that. Virginia's been very good. I love Ryan Odom. Coached the UMBC, took down Virginia when he was there at that time, was the biggest upset of all time. I think Louisville handles business. Kelsey's always got his squads ready to go at home, especially, right, losing a few games ago to Duke in this spot. They should be able to get right. And then Northern Iowa against UIC. Northern Iowa, to me, I put out on the Hoops HQ article just a few weeks ago, them to win that conference, right? I think they are the best team. Now, it's a tough conference every single year. Back when Wichita State was in it, we know the dominance that they had. That's a tough conference. It's a very, very tough conference, but I do like Northern Iowa to win today against UIC, who I'm not buying much of. And this is plus 584. So again, Providence, Michigan State, Tennessee, Louisville, Northern Iowa on the money line, plus 584. And then we did have a few comments asking, DraftKings does, and again, DraftKings is very good. When I'm doing player prop parlays, it's usually on DraftKings because they do the injury protection for the first half, which is very, very helpful in cashed us this weekend. But for here, the King of the Court, they do a fun King of the Court, $1 million in bonus bets if you can get the leader in PRAs. I saw the comments. They like Jalen Johnson. There are people always there. There's always.
Wait a minute. You only have to do this for one night? You pick it for one night and you get $1 million in free bets?
No. It's Tuesday games only tonight. You choose one guy over his PRAs. I'm sure I didn't even bring it up to you. I completely forgot. You probably haven't done it before. PRAs, player props, points, rebounds. I think you can also do points, rebounds. You can do rebounds, assists, any of these props. If your guy has the most PRAs that night and you make sure to turn on the button for King of the Court, if you enable that, it's basically like using a profit boost. If you enable that and your guy leads in PRAs, you get a share of $1 million in bonus bets. Now, I'll be honest with you. Free money is always good. So taking the Jalen Johnsons and Luka Doncic's, I get it. Perfectly fine. I don't go against you for taking it tonight. Those guys are the most likely candidates. I'm taking Julius Randle because I think if he does get there, we will get way more money in bonus bets. Not many people are going to be taking him. No Rudy Gobert, no Anthony Edwards. That should automatically help us in both points and rebounds. And when he's out there, we know he's the assistant forward. He's a point forward. He can do things well. I'm taking him over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists at minus 114, but I'm also using the King of the Court bonus on this. I just think in this spot, he'll be able to find some success. It's always fun. A lot of people, they were asking who our picks are. Sean Kean, who is very loyal, he said he's going with Jalen Johnson. Again, fully get that. Fully get that. But I'm going with Randall here. I just think if we get there and we cash it here, it'll be pretty fun.
I don't know why this. I don't know why this glitches sometimes, but whatever. It's freaking hardwired right into the damn computer.
Technology.
It's been a long show. We were just talking about how shows are going to be shorter now that football's over. We lied. No. That's it. Is there anything else to cover? No.
Oh, the Unrivaled League, real quick. We did have our guy Ryan Mills, who always emails us.
Yes.
He also played Jason's.
Ryan's got a hoodie, right? Ryan's got a hoodie. I believe I shipped a hoodie to Ryan's house.
Yeah. He played Jason's defensive touchdown for the Texans at plus 800. I'm glad he listened. My friend David, who's always with me, as soon as that touchdown was scored, looked at me and said, Jason called that, didn't he? I said, yeah, I should have tailed. I didn't tail it. But Ryan did. I
had it in like $10 for $1 million. You know what I mean? Like 10 outcome parlay that, like, you know what mooked that bet?
CJ?
The 2 freaking field goals.
Yeah. But no, the other email from Ryan Mills, he said, we need some bets on Unrivaled. I know y'all crush the WNBA. Let's go fade the Owls.
That's Beltway bet.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Ryan. The past few days I've been looking, trying to get reads. I'm not going to force anything to you guys, but I promise, we will get
When you're
some
comfortable.
unrivaled.
Yeah. When you feel.
When
yeah,
I
gotta
feel,
let it-
yes. When I
gotta
feel.
let that settle a little bit.
Right.
That's the show. Again, we're trying to do this at 11 every day. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Email us at wannabetwithus@gmail.com. If you're out there, you got a lobster roll place that you think's even better than Mason's. We're game for sponsorship opportunities. We're free agents in the lobster roll in the lobster roll markets, man. We're free agents.
We are.
We're gonna be eating lobsters.
We are.
Are they your lobsters? Maybe. Oh yeah, put the ticket up if you don't mind, Ben, because we keeps it real. There you go. So Beltway Ben, we're coming up 1,200. I mean, it's not gonna be long before we've given you guys 1,500 winning bets on this show. We have more Bundesliga tomorrow. We obviously college basketball, NBA. I will have more NFL plays tomorrow now that the prop markets for these games are really forming. I'll spend a lot of time tonight breaking those down. So we'll be on the NFL early. Yeah, it's what we do 7 days a week. We thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to have the clock soon. We need a little more help from our friends at Odyssey there. A few quirks to figure out.
Probably up there. Jason?
Up there.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Yes. And that top corner up there.
Yes, there.
Ben's going to be able to, we think, take the Wannabet emblem out and throw a shot clock up there. Then we'll totally be ripping
I
off
might
BPM.
the shot clock might just block the logo, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah.
I think it'll look cool.
I'm
Some
cool with
tape,
that too.
fake tape.
Maybe white. I don't know if white would probably be
I was
good over
thinking
top of
like
it.
the Wannabet color background.
As long as you can see it over top through the logo, on top of the logo.
Well, the thing is, you could put a background behind it on top of the logo. It looks like you stuck tape. It would be kind of funny, I think. Like,
I'm
makeshift
cool with
kinda
that.
Yeah.
Funny's always good, Ben.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Funny's always good. 2 Fairbairn field goals last night would have been even better.
Yeah.
But funny's always good. All right, that's our show. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for putting up with us.